Back to the Future's director would have removed one part of the ending if he knew a sequel would happen. The Back to the Future trilogy is one of the most beloved franchises in film history, known for its inventive storytelling, unforgettable characters, and time-traveling adventures. It's safe to say Back to the Future wasn't only a great movie, but the launching pad to an iconic trilogy praised for its interconnecting stories of setups and payoffs. However, when the first film was released in 1985, a sequel wasn't part of the plan. The filmmakers crafted a satisfying ending with a thrilling cliffhanger, where Doc Brown returns from the future to whisk Marty and his girlfriend, Jennifer, off in the flying DeLorean. This decision created a significant challenge when Back to the Future Part I went into production. Director Robert Zemeckis wasn't thinking ahead to more Back to the Future movies, and had he known one was on the horizon, he would have written the ending differently. This seemingly small decision had a ripple effect, impacting Jennifer's role in the follow-up film. Robert Zemeckis would have removed Jennifer from Back to the Future's ending if he knew Part I would happen. Robert Zemeckis has been refreshingly candid about the difficulties Jennifer's inclusion in the DeLorean created for Back to the Future Part I. In the Making the Trilogy documentary featurette as part of the DVD's special features, Zemeckis spoke to this. "I wasn't designing a movie for a sequel because if I was, I never would have put the girlfriend in the car. That became a gigantic problem in writing a sequel. Jennifer's inclusion was intended to close out her and Marty's story in the iconic final scene. He gets the girl and flies off to another adventure. However, when it came time to write the sequel, the writers had to figure out what to do with her. So, rather than integrating Jennifer into the main narrative, the filmmakers opted to sideline the character by having her faint when she sees her future self. Back to the Future's Jennifer, played by Claudia Wells in the first film, and recast with Elizabeth Shue in the sequels, was never meant to be at the center of the story. At the core, Marty and Doc are the heart of the series. So, rather than integrating Jennifer into the main narrative, the filmmakers opted to sideline the character by having her faint when she sees her future self. This decision allowed the sequel to maintain its focus on Marty and Doc. Back to the Future's ending feels odd knowing a sequel wasn't planned from the start. The visual spectacle of the flying DeLorean blasting off through the sky before the credits hit has burned itself into our collective memory. It's iconic. Looking back, however, this ending feels oddly specific for a movie that wasn't supposed to have a sequel. With Doc Brown's sudden appearance, Marty and Jennifer being whisked away to the future, and a cryptic mention of their future children being in trouble, the scene seems tailor-made to tease a sequel. Yet, Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale have repeatedly confirmed that no plans for Part I existed during the first film's production. It seems the ending of Back to the Future was intended more as a playful, open-ended resolution, rather than a serious setup for a continuation. The filmmakers likely wanted to send audiences out of the theater with an exhilarating what-if scenario to ponder, not expecting to revisit those ideas later. But in hindsight, this approach feels like an accidental gamble. The specificity of Marty and Jennifer's future problems and Doc's dramatic urgency implied a story begging to be told, even though Zemeckis and Gale hadn't yet envisioned what that story might be.